How's it going, YouTube? Oxy here, and welcome back. So, today I'm going to be reviewing Marvel's latest film, that being Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the final film of Phase 4. And so, first, right off the bat, did I like it? Yes, actually. And this coming from someone who, by no means, am I a Marvel fan. I don't pretend that I used to, not like that I used to, I think like everybody, when the MCU started, I got really into it. But as time went on, it became clear that these films aren't really for me, right? They're not, they don't cater to me. And so I've moved on from them. I come back here and there, I came back for Spider-Man No Way Home, which I have a review of. Check it out. Doctor Strange as well. That I really loved. I mean, again, Sam Raimi, Evil Dead, so, I had to see it, and I actually enjoyed it. Definitely by far the most darkest MCU film that took it in what I liked ultimately. But yeah, Wakanda Forever, wrapping up Phase 4, and it was pretty enjoyable for what it was. So, start off, the movie is a long one, so be prepared, use the bathroom. I think it clocks in, well, with credits, right? Everything, like 2 hours and 41 minutes. It's a long one. Overall, it goes by good enough. There are some pacing issues, though. But what did I like about it? So, Namor, awesome. Really liked his portrayal. Same with the Talokan, or the city that we explore. I guess, so minor spoilers, I should say that. So the film, of course, is about Shuri and the Wakanda, right? And dealing with the death of the T'Challa, right? The Black Panther, rest in peace, Chadwick Bozeman. And I guess I should say it that I was worried that this was going to be a Fast and the Furious 7 situation where they would exploit a real life death for the movie, like in that film's case, Paul Walker's. I mean, they really kind of did. Kind of messed up to think about, but I will say that Marvel, props to them. It was very tasteful. Like the beginning credits where it's like the Marvel Studios logo was like Chadwick, and it was like silent too, like as a moment of silence, and it was it was handled well, and I respect Kevin Feige and all of them there for that. That was very well done. So as a tribute, great. They didn't focus on it too much, which again was my worry that, not saying that you shouldn't, but, ultimately this is art. Like, they had a vision, so it's like, I'm here for that, And yeah, they touched on it, explain it, and move along. So, good job on that. And of course, we're introduced to Namor. He is a mutant, so I'm excited for the potential of the eventual bringing in of the X-Men. Because he does say, like, I'm a mutant. I'm sure you could argue, oh, is it the same, like, mutant as in, like, the X-Men? We'll see. But that was awesome. And then the trailer gave it away, but if you didn't want to know, the new Black Panther is Shuri. I mean, we saw it coming. Again, that final trailer gave it away as like a feminine body. Pretty cool how they achieve it, or like, if you've seen the last movie, it's like a plant. A really nice way they did that, and ties into her character, like how she's smart. It's a good play off of that. Ironheart, I thought I was gonna hate her. I'll be honest. I was like, oh, she's gonna be like some cringy, like Gen Z, or like what Hollywood thinks, like, hey, fellow kids, like, no. I'll say that. She was handled pretty well. Not a fan of the suit design, though. It looks like a Power Ranger, like, Megazord, or a Gundam. Not a fan of the design, but her character, I'm fine with. She wasn't annoying. And yeah, it was like good for, what she had to do. Another thing, my main problem with Marvel movies is like the comedy. Sometimes they go a little too hard with it, or too often, where then it's like not funny anymore. Case in point, Thor: Love and Thunder. That one's pretty bad at that. in this movie, not so much. Like, there's comedy and some that actually got a laugh out of me. And it's spaced out. It's like a normal movie. Like, have like a couple moments here and there. I appreciate that. Thank you, Marvel. Like, not every single one of your movies has to be like a action comedy. Like, it gets old. And that was my biggest issue with the MCU as a whole, is that too many of them were just same thing over and over. And this one definitely dials it back, so thank you, like, just tell a good story. And yeah, the film also is like, I guess, so kind of, so in the beginning or throughout the film, it very much comes off as a race war. Now, because of course Wakanda is being a country in Africa, and Namor and his people are clearly of native Hispanic descent, like Mayan. They speak like ancient Mayan. And so, yeah, throughout the film, you get that vibe of like, oh, like, what is it trying to say? But I will say it has a good message about like, like, why are we fighting? Or like, communities, like, united, we are stronger. So that, a good message. But yeah, I was worried because I had seen some articles too saying that the like Marvel's like, oh, woke or something, or like they're trying to start something, and it's like, look, not at all. I don't want to give it away, but like, just watch the movie, and yeah, by the end it'll be like, okay. But for a second it was like, well, what are you doing here? The things I didn't like, as I said, the pacing. The movie's long, so it's obviously not gonna be perfect. Like, there are quick, like, actiony scenes, and then you'll get a slow scene and like that. But sometimes they'll feel like you'll get a bit like an action set piece, and then it's like slow, and it's like, ooh, it's like a big, it's jarring. And yeah, like, the pacing could have been better, but I will say overall it wasn't too bad. Like, usually I know movies like when like I have to pee by the end of it, and then I'm distracted because it's like, yo, like, hurry up. I didn't get that with this one. I was engaged in the story, so that's a good thing. But yeah, the pacing could have been better. The character Ross, he's like I'm guessing a SHIELD agent, or he works for the government. He his whole story arc and scenes are kind of irrelevant. And that just goes back to like the movie was really long, and like it felt like it could have been like half an hour shorter, and you still would have got the same point across. His scenes are pretty like, we don't need them, or like he has like a relationship with like an ex, and like that was like, it's really unnecessary. Didn't really amount to anything. And yeah, like, I guess my biggest thing is that like the film does good things, but ultimately, and this is more a MCU problem, is just quantity over quality. They just put out so many of these that, like, the film is good, it does what it needs to, but it's kind of like every other one, just less comedy, which is a plus. But I like it overall. I think you should see it. And if I have to give it a rating from 1 to 10 through 10, this was hard. I had to really think about it, but I'm gonna go with a 7.5. I know you're like, oh, that's kind of like averagey, like a C, right? But again, it's fine. It's a good movie. I think if you're a Marvel fan, you'll probably enjoy it more. But yeah, it's like, it's good, not great. At least I think so. And that's why I have to give it that. Like, it has some issues. I do really like how the Atlanteans were well, they're not Atlanteans as they say, but in the comics, Namor is like half from Atlantis, so yeah, water people. I like their portrayal. They weren't weak. Like, they actually defeated like Okoye, like the general, in combat. That was cool to see. Like, they were a threat, so I like that. I like that they weren't. They didn't hold back, and Namor actually does some. Like, he goes hard. Again, I don't want to spoil too much. See the movie for yourself. But yeah, for me, 7.5. Maybe I'm wrong. You let me know. But that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoy. If you like this type of content, I make new videos every Tuesday and Saturday. And please be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, everyone, I've been your host, Oxy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.